she wanted me to tell you a little bit about some of the things that are interesting or was interesting to me. So I happened to jot down a couple of short stories. When I first went down, I had my son along. He was about 13 years old, and we got a little boy that was hit by a banana train. They used to have these banana trains running up and down the coast all the time when I first went to pick up workers that worked in the plantation. Well, it took off both of his legs and an arm, and it was, that was pretty tough, especially for a kid 13 years old. It really hit him hard. So he said, can't we do something? And I said, yes, well, we'll do something. When we got home, we talked to the Fairview Hospital, Women's Auxiliary, and the hospital orthopedic surgeons, and the Lions Club paid his fare up here. We brought him up. They provided 2 prosthetic legs and an arm for him. And he lived with us at home for about a month and a half in rehabilitation. He learned to ride a bicycle, and believe it or not, he learned to swim. But when you went by the pool, you saw this big pile of stuff, and he swam with, those stubby legs and, they took the arm and all the stuff off. So he was quite happy, and we took him back to Honduras, and the local Lions Club took a hold of him, and they provided him with some funds to set up a business and start a little pulperia. Most of you know what that is. That's kind of a little store that sells a lot of little things and not much of anything. And so that was his business. And I kept kept in contact with him for many years, and he had a family. He is now grown, has a family and kids, and he's doing well. And so we're kind of happy about that. And then we had a young girl that we were in Knute. You saw the pictures of Knute. You have to take quite a long time to get there through all the canals and stuff along the coast. And we were working in one of the little village homes in the dental clinic that we sent up. And I had this guy brought a blind girl in, his daughter, and she was, I guess 8, 10 years old. She was born blind. And I put her in the dental chair, and I was working on her and stuff, and I noticed that we had a small window. The windows in Honduras aren't very big. They're about 12 by 12. So when light comes through, it's a hell of a lot of light for a dark room. And she kept looking at the window, and so I asked our medical director at that time, Fred England, and he took a look at her, and he said, I think she has some activity in the retina. So, well, we brought her back, and I talked to Fairview again, the auxiliary, and they decided, we got Jim Jennings, who owned a restaurant. He picked up the airfare, and we brought the girl up here, and we operated on her at Fairview and found out, indeed, there was some activity in the retina. So they sent her to the University Hospital, and the ophthalmologist there operated on her, and they restored her sight, which is pretty exciting, too. So, have to give me just a second here. I have a little trouble with that story. And so she did restore her sight, and she stayed with us a couple of months too. Then we took her back to Honduras, and the Honduran Air Force provided a helicopter, and we took her back to Knute, her village, and landed with the helicopter about 50 feet from her house. And she saw, for the first time, she saw family and the village. And the hard part is, I should never tell the story. But the difficulty is because the first thing she saw was at my house in Minneapolis. And now she's back to the village. Anyway, her mother gave me 2 eggs. That was it. So, excuse me, this is just, I should never tell this story. Anyway, thank you very much